Hey Yoda, Tinakoto, hello and welcome back to Thaumcraft 4.2 with Birdtross. What did you think of that new intro? So I've switched back to using Camtasia for a little while just to see if I can improve the video quality of these episodes, because I noticed, just on the off chance, I decided to watch one of the episodes as you guys would see it, and I noticed that the quality was actually really bad, so I'm going to hopefully try some new editing techniques with my old editing system, Camtasia, to hopefully improve that colour and just the overall quality of the episodes for you, so hopefully that's going to work out. So, if you haven't been keeping up with the series and the latest news and whatnot, I did have to revert back up to this point via a backup. I lost about 8 episodes work or so. So I have had to revert, and there are several changes to the base. As you can see, first of all, I've started putting my nodes over here. I've only got 2 of them, and I haven't mined out almost nothing with the arcane ore. I've got my Elementum factory over here that I've remade. I guess this needs basically a little bit of explaining. So you guys were telling me that you can actually put jar labels on the alembics themselves, something that I did not know when I was building it over there last time. So yeah, I've put some jar labels on here, and that makes it a little bit more efficient in terms of space, because you can just store the aspects inside the alembic themselves, and I figured, well, if that's the case, I can probably just connect them directly to the Thaumatorium, and sure enough, they do seem to connect. And then over here we've got the cobblestone one. And yeah, so some other major changes is that I've got these droppers down here to put fuel inside of these alchemical furnaces. We'll go ahead and just demonstrate by plopping some wood in there, and that's going to go through this hopper, and that's going to pulse this little system. So this dropper has this sort of little smart detection system where the comparator will come out, it'll detect the items in the dropper and pulse the dropper to basically funnel them up into here, and they do land in the fuel slot. FYI for this here, you need to pump things into the bottom, and the only way to do that with vanilla items is with the dropper facing upwards. If you had multiple mods, like some of those mods that add pipes and things, yeah, you can definitely just use pipes for that, no problem, but that's the solution for vanilla. So here's my void jar for the terra out the back here, just one little essentia pipe. Saving space. One thing I'm not saving though is chests. So we're going to need to put our catalyst, coal or charcoal, in here, because that's connected to the Thaumatorium. This is pretty much a similar story to what was in the last machine, where we have the cap on the thing. That's pretty much right here as well. And then we've got, yeah, I'll just quickly explain. This chest over here is for the things that you want to burn, and these 3 chests here are for coal. That one's for coal too. So the majority of these chests are going to require coal or charcoal. Well, I guess these 2 down the bottom here basically need a fuel, just some sort of low tier fuel, probably not Elementum, because Elementum is quite expensive and this is an Elementum factory, and Elementum isn't made at a profit. In previous versions of Thaumcraft, you could actually make Elementum and get a net gain, so you could funnel Elementum back into the system, but you can't do that with modern versions because Elementum has less aspects than what it takes to make it. Right, so you've probably noticed by now that I've basically been dropping aspect orbs on the ground. There we go, there's another one right there on cue. I've been carrying them around my wands just to let them charge up as a result of that. I've got my scepter here. And I was running around with the primal charm getting ready to make the scepter, and I noticed that I heard those tinks. And because I'm using Camtasia, I should be able to put this picture up where something came up in the chat, and I learned about, it's under here under Artifice. Yeah, I learned about this guy over here, I think? But we don't really know what it is yet. It looks like we're going to have to go through this forbidden research here. Brain in a jar. That one's a moderate, so that's the most potent forbidden knowledge that we've come across thus far. Yeah. So yeah, basically, as far as research goes, I should be back up to where we left off. I didn't get the obsidian wand core. Well, someone left a suggestion to actually make one of those, which is really great for mining, and I agree. So we'll have to try that out at some point. And someone was also saying that I should get the wand recharge pedestal and then research one of the things that comes off of it. I haven't read this yet. We'll go ahead and read that in just a little bit. But there's one final thing that I'd like to show. Not vis grinder, it's a wisp grinder. Same difference. So basically, you can already see I have done some major changes. This, the backup that I had to load from was before I even started building this. So I've gone ahead and remade it. This time with white glass, glowstone lamps in the bottom, and the entire thing is capped. So with the glowstone lamps here, nothing can spawn. I do think you still get the occasional angry zombie coming out of it, but yeah, I'm generally just not in here. And to be honest, the default setting should actually be off, but whatever. I just leave it on. Right, so that's pretty much that. Oh yeah, here's my first arcane ball, by the way. I've dug out a hole. Oh, and I guess I'll show you as well just one final change. As you can imagine, I've had to revert all the way back up to where I left off. So I haven't enchanted any of my gear. I did dye it though. You guys were saying that I need to dye it a little bit more to get that blue coming out, and yeah, I just dyed it like 3 or 4 times for each piece, and yeah, now it's nice and blue. But I found this pick right here that I enchanted with efficiency 4, repair 2, silk touch. An amazing pickaxe, and I will be honest, I saved scummed to get this, and if you don't know what that means, basically I created a backup just before I enchanted, and if I didn't get an enchantment I'd like, I reverted back to that backup and tried again. Yeah, so some people would sort of say that that's a bad practice to get into, and I certainly agree, but you know, I've got 2 silk touch picks, and I just wanted a really good pick, and that one's definitely going to be really useful, especially for using inside of the arcane bore. So pretty much the only things that I really need to do is get a decent amount of nodes around the base, and I think that is pretty much us back up to where we were left off, so that's quite good. That's something that I definitely need to get on to now that I'm back up to speed. That's going to have to start happening soon. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the wand recharge pedestal. I've yet to read about this, so here we go. Travelling around the countryside to recharge your wand is all good and well, but an automatic way of doing it would be much better. I know, right? That's basically what I have to do until I get some nodes around here. This specially crafted pedestal does just that. Any wand placed in it would automatically draw vis from nearby nodes. Whoa! Nodes will not be fully drained unless it is a poor quality wand crafted from iron or sticks. Right. Okay, so the recipe for that, it's a miner, so that'd be cool. Gonna need permutatio, and you know Quicksilver has that, and precantatio, we can use netherwort aurum, comes from my wisp farm. That's gonna take 2 diamonds, a primal charm, gold ingots, and an arcane pedestal. Well, the primal charms take balanced shards, and those are the expensive bit here. Cool. That's something to definitely get working on at some point. It seems like it doesn't need the nodes to be energized as well, which is actually quite an important feature. I was thinking that it would need them to be. Apparently not. So the person who was suggesting we do the research, might as well go ahead and do all of these. I just said do the next one afterwards. There's 3 more to do. 2 of them are purchasable. This one's going to need a bit of permutatio, 6 to be precise. How much do I have? I have 3. So let's pick up 3 more of that. Go ahead and buy compound research focus. I wonder what this one's all about. It's a little bit of a curious picture there. I'm guessing that's the 3D block or whatever it is, because it certainly looks a little bit unusual. Anyway, let's have a look. In your travels, you have discovered several nodes that contain compound aspects. I have, actually, and I haven't really shown you very much of that. But as yet, there has been no way to tap this rich source of vis until now, that is. I love doing that. This focus can be placed on top of a wand recharge pedestal, okay, which will allow any wand it contains to siphon off the compound vis from nearby nodes. Oh. Unfortunately, each point of compound vis is broken down into a single point of primal vis, and all the excess energy is lost. However, it is a good start, and you are sure you will discover better ways to access this resource. So there it is, the compound recharge focus. It requires 4 earth shards, 4 vis filters and a redstone comparator, as well as 10 auto, 10 permutatio and 10 precontatio in nearby jars, with arcane infusion of course. Okay, because that'd be quite a nice way to use up some junky nodes that have compound aspects in them, would be quite cool. I definitely know of some. There's an aurum node over there, there's corpus back there, and of course all the sinister nodes that are all over the place. I'm not sure if moving sinister nodes is a good idea. Maybe you guys will have to ask me about that one. Got this thing right here, the vis charging relay, that requires 3 aurum. I apparently don't have that, and they have 1 left. Not anymore. So let's go ahead and pick up this one, the vis charge relay. An annoyance. Oh, let's get away from the rain. That's the annoying thing about the research table being right there. Away from the rain. An annoyance for any thaumaturge that performs regular arcane crafting is to constantly keep his wand charged. Yes. Now that you've found a way to draw vis directly from nodes, you are able to craft a vis charging relay. This functions like a normal relay, but is designed to be placed on top of an arcane crafting table. It will draw vis from the relay and recharge wands placed in the table. Well, that is cool. The only drawback is that it recharges much slower than it would from a wand recharging pedestal or doing it by hand. Well, that's okay, because it's automatic. So the vis charge relay requires a vis relay. That's expensive. Greatwood wad. Greatwood wad, 2 of those. Those are pretty cheap. Iron ingots, cheap as chips. And 16 of Ignis, Auto, and Air, ironically, in an arcane workbench. So, you plop this guy on top of an arcane workbench. But the fact that it needs harnessing vis suggests to me, yeah, it looks like it's going to need us to have an energized node, or an energized node, 6 energized nodes, or enough energized nodes to charge with all 6 primal aspects. So I am going to have to definitely collect some more nodes to energize up. Energizers themselves are quite expensive, or transducers. I don't know, maybe they should rename this to a node energizer, because it energizes it. I don't know. They're not extremely expensive, but, you know, it's quite a bit of money. Quite a bit of monies, man. Right, so we've got these 2. We might as well go for broke and get the vis storage. I'm hoping that is going to be the vis stone. It would be nice to be able to craft one of those for when, you know, Baubles crashes and wipes my inventory. Alright, let's go ahead and pick that up. So, waste not, want not, and there it is. It's got vacuous potentia, precontatio, and aurum. Easy. Right, aurum connects straight to A. I've got tons of A now, so this works out. How much vacuous do I have? Okay, I can get a heap of that easy, so this is all good. This is a really easy one. Potentia, auto again, easy. Come on, Azanor. Make him harder. Let's get some vacuous down. You guys have seen this all by now. For those who have been watching the series, this should be pretty straightforward. So we should be able to go A, let's just put Arbor down, sure, why not. We can do... Okay, maybe we can do... Yeah, let's just go ahead and waste another air. I mean, we do have a decent amount of it. Okay, so that was a pretty quick one. I'm sort of thinking maybe I want to challenge myself a little bit with just trying to find interesting ways to combine the aspects, but then again, see, the thing about it is that the primal aspects are actually the cheapest aspects to use, because, you know, take something like Fabrico. When you spend a piece of Fabrico, you're spending several, you know, you're spending at least one of each primal aspect, perhaps several in some cases because it requires so many aspects. But then again, you get a heap of aspects from just researching in general. Like, we've got 112 lucrum just sitting here that we don't use. I mean, we gotta use it for something. Find some interesting new combinations. But anyway, release storage. Most of the time, a single wand is more than enough for any thaumaturge, but let's get out of the rain. There we go. Man, I need to remove that table. Enough for any thaumaturge, but there are occasions that the vis it stores just isn't enough. Carrying more than one wand would solve this, but experimentation has shown there is another way. By crafting an amulet capable of storing vis, you'll be able to recharge wands and other items in the field while it is being worn. Your success has been mixed, however. You can only recharge while holding wands while holding them in your own hand, and even then, the recharge rate is quite slow. So, the amulet of vis storage with a capacity of 230. Yikes, man! As well as 4 mixed crystal clusters, a mundane amulet, and 2 primal shards with an extremely high instability. Yeah, we're gonna dodge that one for now. 64 potentium precontatia. This guy is expensive. However, the amulet is able to act as a good power source for other things, like the repair enchant or runic shielding. Runic shielding requires a visa. The aspect can only be recharged in a wand pedestal or from nearby vis relays. So yeah, so that works exactly like the V-Stone. The V-Stone is basically just an extremely crappy version of this. It's like 10 times worse. It only has a capacity of 25, but yeah, well, that's cool. At least there's a way to make these now. They're a little bit more expensive than I would have liked, but better than nothing. Yeah, we can't make this right now. I mean, we technically could, but the instability is so high that the whole base will explode, basically. I have been quite excited to try out this guy right here, Focal Manipulation, to put some enchants on my foci, particularly the Wand of Excavation there, that's digging out this wonderful, wonderful base for us. That'll be really cool. Okay, this is the first one where we have 5 aspects to connect together, but you know, this is pretty easy as well. Birdtross just connects over to Terra, and we can move that over pretty quick, right? Or it even just connects straight to auto, so another relatively easy one that goes to auto too, man. Oh man. Okay, what we're gonna do is, yeah, let's go ahead and do this one as well. The Instrumentum. Wow, come on, game. Fabrico does that. So I can put Instrumentum right there. Do auto. Yeah. That's what I think I want to do. Is there anything that'll connect to auto that's pretty cheap? Let me just have a quick look. There is Modus. So sure, we'll go ahead and grab another one of those. Well, this needs auto right next to it though, doesn't it? So the juice is made of auto and Terra, Alright. Okay, the Metallum will connect to Birdtross. Okay. So we could go Metallum, Terra, Iter, Modus. Well, that's quite a long. Okay, I think we'll just do something like that, and then we'll put Ignis next to Potentia, and throw Potentia down here, like that, and then Potentia will connect straight to auto. Yeah, that's probably one of the most efficient ways to do it, I would say. Oh, okay, and then we need to connect this over. Okay, well that's pretty easy. So we go Vacuous, Aya, Modus, piece of cake. Piece of cake. There we go. Piece of cake. So we got Focal Manipulation. Wand foci remade. Wand foci are capable of amazing feats, but they aren't very flexible. A single focus is seldom capable of performing more than a single function. You have discovered a way to upgrade basic foci to alter the way they manipulate magic. You simply need to place the focus in a focal manipulator and choose the upgrade you wish to apply to it. You also need to provide it with vis from relays and spend experience points to get the process started. And after that, it is a simple matter of waiting. Each focus can be upgraded up to 5 times, but each rank is double the cost. While some upgrades can be applied multiple times or at any rank, many foci have upgrades that can only be applied at certain ranks or only if certain requisite upgrades have been taken at lower ranks. Experimentation is encouraged. Upgrades are permanent. You are not aware of any method to remove unwanted upgrades, so care must be taken when choosing them. Okay, so there it is, the focal manipulator. It also requires CV to function by the sounds of it, so we're probably not going to get to that today. So we've got iron ingots, arcane stone slabs, 2 arcane stone blocks, primal charm, 2 gold ingots, and a table, as well as 32 of all 6 primal aspects and an arcane workbench. Stuff's getting expensive. Stuff is getting very expensive in this mod, but that appears to have cleared up that tech tree, actually. That's pretty much it done, as far as I can tell. Well, cool. Yeah, I think what I need to do, guys, is go ahead and head off camera, collect a bunch of nodes, energize some of them, and then next time, we will come back, and we're going to mess around with several of these items. I'm thinking probably these 3, and possibly this one if we have time, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode of Thaumcraft 4.2 with Birdtross. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha. And I'll see you... That could have failed. In the next video.